Hey guys, this is Lynn. Thank you for joining me for another segment of Wigglers Wednesdays. I will talk to you all about what's going on this week when I join you back here in just a bit. Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all been doing? Still rocking the braids. Probably gonna have them in for another couple weeks. We'll see. Again, my braids were done by Nkeche out here in Houston. I'm gonna put her information in the description box. So if you guys would like to reach out to her on Instagram, I'm sure she'd be happy to accommodate you and get you hooked up with some beautiful box braids or other kind of braids like I have and have been rocking for the past month and a half or so. What's been going on with me? The usual, trying to take over my little corner of the world. Doing me out here being authentically and unabashedly myself and not giving a fuck about what anybody else thinks. That's me, okay? What am I going to talk to you guys about this week? I want to talk about grieving. Grieving the death of a relationship. In my interactions with people that I like to share my energy with, one of my good girlfriends sent me a post on Instagram. Hey girl, you know who you are. And she and I have been talking about, we've been kind of helping each other out. She's been dealing with her issues, I've been dealing with my issues. And we kind of call each other our therapist because she talks to me about some of her things, I talk to her about some of my things. She helps ground me in some areas, and I hope in a lot of ways I'm able to help ground her. And she ended up sending me something, and I was like, man, I'm going to talk about that on Wigglers Wednesday next week, right? And essentially it was a post, and the post said, let's normalize healing over a failed relationship, even if that failed relationship was toxic. And she sent it to me, and she has a way of sending things that are very profound, and I try to do the same thing for her. It is a very reciprocal friendship in that respect. And it said, let's normalize healing and grieving over a failed relationship, even if that relationship was toxic. And that kind of resonated with me a lot. And she and I talked about it a little bit. And I ended up talking to another couple of girlfriends about it who were also experiencing their own healing and grieving process over a toxic connection or a toxic relationship. And it just really resonated with me. So I want to talk about it briefly this week. A lot of you guys know that I have very publicly dealt with my issues with chocolate. Very publicly. I have not told you guys who chocolate is, although some of you guys can probably speculate. I haven't told you who he is, but I've dealt with healing over the things that have occurred between he and I through, vlogging and talking to you guys about it, just being myself and telling you what I thought and healing and, not crying in front of the camera, but, crying behind the camera. It has been very tumultuous. It's been very hard to deal with. And I'm just now to a point now here 2 years later, that I'm able to say, okay, I'm finally ready to move forward. And I think we have a tendency as people, just because a person is crap or they may have treated us like crap or it didn't work out the way that we thought it was going to work out, that we feel like we're just supposed to bounce back from it. Just bounce back from it, okay? And I'll give you an example. Even myself, who I try to pride myself on being sensitive to others' needs, being a voice, listening and being a shoulder to cry on, even myself, I have erred when it comes to being a supportive friend. I'm going to tell you about a friend of mine. Her name is Tori. I doubt Tori's watching because Tori unfriended me a while ago, right? So I'm going to just use her name. Hey girl, if you're watching, what's been going on? Okay. So Tori, I'll never forget, Tori called me one day. It was a day in December, and we were talking on the phone, and she was feeling some kind of way about the dude that she was talking to, right? And she was telling me about ABC that he did, and I was listening, but I was not being a supportive friend at that point. I realized now I wasn't being a supportive friend at that point. And she was telling me about the things she was going through, and I was just like, girl, hush. You already know this man trash. I said, I didn't use the word man. Y'all make it imagine what word I used. But I was like, you already know this man is trash. So why are you crying over a man that's been dogging you out from the very beginning? He's not good for you. He's never been good for you. So I need you to just put on your big girl panties and get over it. Because he's trash and you know he's trash. I don't understand why you acting like that. Right? And at the time, it seemed like the right response because she and I had been talking about this trash dude the whole time. This trash man the entire time. Not literally a trash man, but you know, he's trash, meaning that he wasn't worth shit, right? And I'm not gonna say I got tired of hearing her stories. I got tired of her hurting behind what this man did to her, okay? And I got tired of seeing my friend go through what it was that she went through with this dude. And finally I was just like, girl, hush. You know he's trash. You been trash. Why you still, why you calling me with this, right? Looking back on it, I probably could have been a little bit more sensitive to her, especially considering that I've gone through my own heartbreak and I've grieved from what I know is a toxic interaction. And now that I've grieved and now that I've been shown, we can even grieve over things that are not good for us. Because it's the loss, it's still a death. We're still grieving the death of the loss of expectation. We're still grieving the loss of what could have been. We're grieving just the loss of what we hoped it would be and what we wanted to be. In my situation, guys, man, I loved him, okay? I loved him, and I really wanted it to work out, right? But it didn't. And there's no amount of conversation or talking or begging or pleading or, you know, changing on my end or changing on his end that's gonna make it work if both parties are not really willing to make it work. And it took me a long time to get that lesson. I think for me, finally, it took a realization of certain actions on the part of this individual that made me really open up my eyes and see that where I was placing this person in my life, I didn't fall in his life. And I talk a lot about reciprocity here on my channel because that's important, okay? It's important to receive back in some shape, form, or fashion what you give out. And I felt like I gave so much, I did so much to try to make that work, but it wasn't happening back, okay? And I think that I finally saw where I was in this person's life and how little I was valued and appreciated and just wanted. And so for me to get the message from my friend that sent me the message, like I said, we were talking about earlier, to get that from her and to kind of realize that it's okay to grieve the loss of something, even if it was some bullshit, okay? It's okay to grieve that. And we have to allow ourselves to understand that every loss is tragic, even if it is a toxic loss, okay? And I can't think of anything, well, maybe there's a lot of things that are more toxic than what it was I experienced, but it was still difficult for me. And I think because I know this man isn't crap, and because I know he treated me like crap, I think, oh, I should just be over it. But that's not how things work. That's not how emotions work. That's not how healing works. And so what I want you guys to do is, if you are going through a difficult situation, if you're going through something that's been toxic, you know, to you and you're trying to get over it, allow yourself the space to grieve even the shitty relationships, because even the shitty relationships have a lesson in them, and there is some kind of purpose behind the pain that you experience. For me personally, I was able to start a business. I was able to start this channel. I was able to do a lot of positive things and shift my energy from that hurt and that pain to something positive that I'm still working on building today. So when I say to you guys, be better today than you were yesterday and be better tomorrow than you were today, that is something that I actually live, okay? I had to take that pain, okay, that hurt, that's still very recent, take that pain, that hurt, and push it into something else. And by doing that, it actually does help. So if you're going through something difficult, guys, all I can tell you is it's okay to grieve it, even if it was some bullshit, okay? Even if it was some bullshit, because a lot of our situations in life just be some bullshit, okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, guys. And by the way, if you're out there, Tori, I doubt you're listening because you unfriended me a while ago because I guess you was mad. I don't know. I don't know what else I did. Maybe I could have talked a little nice to you. I appreciate your friendship. If you're watching, I hope everything's okay. If you're not, I still hope everything's okay. Other than that, all I can do is apologize like I did and try to be better. Like, I can't do anything other than that, guys. We put one foot in front of the other and hope tomorrow is better than today and hope the day after that's better than the day after that, okay? So, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button. It is red, a little red rectangular little box, and there's a bell icon next to it. Click that as well so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video here in my channel on Wednesday or any other day. If you could also give me a thumbs up, like this video, and also leave me a comment, I'll respond to all comments.